This is Jalen Kai Bantillas, if you don't already know. So, I wanted to share my birth story with you, but the labor that I expected to have. I was wanting to have a water birth. I've heard beautiful things about it. It's very peaceful. The baby comes out very natural, and I wanted to try drug-free. I tried to labor as much as I could at home, so go through those pains and contractions as much as I could so that when I get to the hospital it would be ready to come, but I wasn't quite expecting it to be that fast. I felt him come in the car and I had to really hold on. You little chicken. So a little bit about before the labor, pregnancy, a little bit to prepare my body. I drank raspberry leaf tea, I ate prunes, all of this to help the cervix to dilate faster, which it did. I also stayed really active. I danced all the way till 39 weeks, which I don't recommend if you don't dance or if you're not already active, but if you are and you feel safe to, like, I recommend staying active, walking, staying, moving lots, moving your body. It's like so important, and it really helped me to recover even now. And I also got myself a doula because I loved my first experience with Jordan, but with my first son, I just felt so out of control, and that I really didn't know that we had a choice in birth and had a choice with what we can choose when we're going through labor. I just was so unaware, and having a doula really helped me to become aware of, like, I don't need that injection, or yeah, I can get that injection, or it's more of like my choice, my body, freedom, and our baby. So that really helped. And also her and my partner were both really calm during the whole experience, and she is our doula, Lauren. She was so good because she just stayed calm and she allowed me to make the decisions for myself. So it wasn't like pushing me to do anything or you need to do this. It was like I asked her, what's the best thing for this? What do I need to do now? And she would help me, and she would help me with like positioning and different, like holding my body to help limit the pain slightly. And I just felt so much more in control this time, as much as it ended interesting, but during the labor process I felt a lot more in control, which made me feel more empowered and more confident that I could actually do this and go through the pain, even though it's like really next level pain. So I really appreciate getting the doula. I also did hypnobirthing, breathing, because I practiced breath work and meditation already, so I implemented that, which is like deep, really deep diaphragmatic deep breaths in during the contraction and longer breaths out. This really helped to shorten the time, because when you take a real true deep breath, it makes it feel like the contraction is shorter, which really helped and helped to calm me. I first started contractions at 2 a.m. And they were coming about 8 minutes apart frequently. I had been contracting like for 3-4 days before that, on and off, so I really didn't know if this was going to be it or not, but it turned out that it was frequent, which was good. I tried to sleep as long as I could until 5 or 5:30. I didn't sleep, but like, between the contractions I would like close my eyes and try and rest as much as I could, because I knew that it was probably going to be full on soon. Whilst I was contracting, I was practicing the breathing, and I was breathing in like my happy place, like green grass, rainforest, blue air, like really fresh. And I was breathing really long out, and it really helped, even though those contractions were quite painful. I got up here around 5:30, went into the shower, used hot water on my back because I experienced back labor this time as well, which means I was contracting my back as well as my front, which is good times, good fun, very painful. And I was using the heat in the hot water as hot as I could in the shower to like relax my back and my muscles, which was really nice. I recommend that. I was in the shower for like an hour. It was amazing. Or an hour and a half. My doula arrived, I got out, I went downstairs, I used the heat pack, and then I put on the TENS machine. So that would have been maybe 45 minutes or an hour before I gave birth. The TENS machine was really good. I really found it helpful, but the contractions were just so painful at that point. So I don't know what was going on, but I think it really did help with the muscles and the pain through my back. So the contractions at that point, in the shower, they were already coming every 2 minutes, or 1 minute and 40 seconds. And I hopped out and they were just coming every minute, every 45 seconds. I couldn't even time it anymore because I was just like, what? And I was leaning over and I felt fine. Like I felt like, oh, it's probably not going to come soon, but the contractions are coming very often and I am in a lot of pain. It's like, we should probably get to the hospital soon. So we hop in the car, and lucky we got in at that time, because it's like, I was in the car, I was like punching things. I was swearing at my partner car. I was like, you, because I was just in so much pain, and I was just like squeezing on, and I was like, and I was screaming in the car, and good thing, as soon as I opened the door and I walked out, my waters had broken right away. The baby's head, your head broke my waters, and then I just felt the pressure right away, him coming out, and I was like, this can't be happening. He's not actually like coming right now. That's crazy, right? It's crazy. But yeah, I couldn't stop it. I couldn't do anything, and I was so grateful, like so overwhelmed with just gratitude right now that there was people there holding a rally in the car park. I mean, who would have known, like a group of well-trained, best midwife and all the nurses and everyone, and they all just like came over, and I knew exactly what to do when they came. I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna let this baby release now. I'm just gonna let you go now. I feel safe. So I'm really grateful for that. They were able to birth Jalen really well. He came out healthy, he came out fast. I think it helped being in that standing position. Gravity helped to bring him down, which I really recommend for all births if we can. But yeah, I was very happy that I got the drug-free experience that I wanted. Now, I'm like, for my first child, I had an epidural, and 100% I feel like I needed it because I hadn't slept at all during that long labor process, and it was like that final, like I could rest and relax my body for a minute before hopping into like motherhood for the first time, which was, you know, it's so difficult becoming a mother for the first time, especially if you're always busy, because you have to stop, you have to slow down, you're not sleeping, you practicing breastfeeding when you're not even used to breastfeeding. Like everything's all really new. So yeah, it's very hard. So I think that it's fine if you want to do that. I think if you're not gonna take any drugs or anything, it's so important to prepare the body. I slept a lot before, rested a lot before, did lots of meditation every single day. I did yoga, I did stretching, I did birth affirmations, which are really, really helpful. I think it's called Birth to Body. No. I'll link it anyway, but these birth affirmations were amazing. They made me feel so empowered and so prepared and so ready, because it was saying that our bodies are made for this. Our bodies are like, we were born to do this, and we are powerful and we are strong enough and we can do this. And so just repeating that and feeling really calm and really safe was so helpful for the whole experience. So yeah, that's a bit of the story. Afterwards, when we came back up to the hospital, I had to birth the placenta, which was great. So it's like what fed and held and nourished Bubba for. How long were you in there for? Full term, pretty much. We were 1 day off. So I did that, and then the hospital didn't have enough beds. It was a very busy hospital, so we ended up going home the next day after staying in an exam room, or assessment room. But my body recovered really fast. Even now, it's been 3 days and I'm not bleeding as much. Like, different with my first, I had bled for 2 weeks. This one, I got it all out fast. He experienced such a fast birth, so he was very mucousy, and he had a lot of mucus he was coughing up, and he really was like pulling on my boobs to get the milk coming in, but now I've got my milk in. He is nocturnal, but we're working on that one. But he's recovered really well. He's super healthy. I'm super healthy. I feel more energetic, and I feel a lot better compared to my first time. I think maybe there's two things. I think it was a really healthy experience for me, but also it was my second time, so I'm a little bit more aware of like what I'm stepping into, which is really helpful. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything that you'd like to know more about specifically, I'd love to help. And if you have any questions in regards to the birth or labor or like natural ways of doing things or tips on things, definitely go and hit up Lauren May Doula. She is incredible. She's so knowledgeable with all of this. I am also getting my placenta encapsulated, so I'll show you guys that. It's supposed to be very good for postpartum depression, because our hormones go from here to here to here to here, and it's a bit of it's an actual thing that we feel a little bit down because of our hormones post-birth. And also it's supposed to be really good for iron levels and just to recover as well. So I'm very excited to start taking my placenta in capsules. I'll link that as well if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, let me know. Bubba and Mama healthy and safe, nice and chill. And as for videoing it, I'm also very grateful that the whole experience was videoed. I love that I can look back on that, and I just love that I can just see that I did that, because the main reason I cried so much afterwards was because I couldn't believe that I did that without drugs. I just couldn't believe that. I was so proud of myself. So that was the overwhelm of crying and love for myself that was straight. As soon as he came out, I couldn't stop. I was shaking, and I felt like, wow, I can't believe I just did that. And it's just the most amazing feeling, and it makes me feel like I can do anything. So ciao for now. Bye. Oh, he smells so good.